or so Ruth? Recording, okay. Well, do we not mind rising for the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God.
Thanks. Well, see you here. Thanks for being present tonight. We'll jump right into kind of our student success updates. And first up is our drama club update. So I'll invite you to step up and like a true thespian, use the microphone.
Yeah. All right, let's go on. So one thing is that we are really trying to get away from the distinction of drama club, because that does give off a very different feel from what drama actually is.
We will update our agenda.
We're really working on kind of changing things. We're going by Bruins drama now. Mainly this is because a club is all fine and dandy, but for drama, you have to audition in order to be part of a production. We have to, it's like football, you don't just show up, you have to try out, you have to get onto the team. It's very similar with drama as well. We need to have that audition process to be part of the production. So we are kind of revamping a little bit and moving in a different direction. We will have events as the year goes on after our production is done, but earlier this year, we did have 2 days of auditions in order to cast our show. This year, we are doing a production called Pups. The full title is Pups or 7 Increasingly Eventful Years at a Certain School of Magic in Magic. So it is a satire based on a certain wizarding universe that I am, for copyright issues, not allowed to say. But it's going to be a very, very fun show. We have an incredible cast. Some of them are returning students from Frozen Junior last year, very, very talented students. And we have a lot of fresh faces this year, which is so exciting to see so many kids come out of the woodwork. So that play will be taking place in February. So we're about halfway through our rehearsal process. We're actually starting to get into run-throughs, which is really exciting. But that'll be the first 2 weekends in February. One of the things that I love about it is that we have opened up auditions to middle school as well for the actual production part of it, which has been amazing for students. I actually had one student last year who was a middle schooler who was part of Frozen, who came to me and told me that, she was in 8th grade and she had been so nervous about coming to high school, and she wasn't nervous anymore because she knew people at the school. She knew that she had people that she could rely on, and all of those nerves had just like floated away, which was so incredible to hear. And I really feel like that's been an incredible outreach to our middle school, and then a great opportunity for our high schoolers to mentor. That's just been really, really awesome. We have an ongoing fundraiser through Checo Pelican Players, which has been fabulous. The second weekend, the matinee for the second weekend is Bruins Day, and we get to run concessions, and all of the concessions from that show comes to Bruins Drama, which has just been an incredible partnership. We're very, very thankful to Checo Pelican Players for this partnership that they have created with us. I think there's anything else to update you guys on. We are still working on getting a more permanent rehearsal space. That has been a particular issue, but we are currently, one of the teachers of the high school has been kind enough to house us in her classroom. We will be moving back into the auditorium a couple weeks before we start the actual shows. So that'll be very exciting. We're going to get set up and get it started. So no, there's a lot that happens in the auditorium that has been a conflicting issue. So we are working on that. We are working on getting things a little bit more solidified so that this isn't an ongoing issue.
Facility, a lot of people use it.
Yes, yeah, that is definitely the lighting grid in particular is a little terrifying, along with the lighting booth. So there are definitely some, I would say, safety hazards when it comes to that. So I'm very hopeful that we can get that updated and fixed in the near future.
I'm sorry, I did not.
Oh, sorry. My name is Shanna Dongelmans. I'm a first grade teacher at Homeopsis, and I am the drama coach at Perkins Harbor High School. I didn't think to use myself. I apologize.
productions. I've heard great things about the Frozen Junior. Yeah.
Frozen went absolutely incredibly last year. We made $4,400, which was awesome. So we've gone from having less than $1,000 in our budget at the beginning of last year to actually having a pretty decent budget for pups. So I'm very excited to see how that comes along and hopefully continue to be able to expand. One of the things I do want to do in the near future is hopefully be able to get us registered with the International Thespian Society, which would make us an official drama troupe, would open us up to drama competitions. It would open up students who are inducted into the society to be able to get scholarships. So it would just open a lot of doors for our drama students. So that is definitely a goal of mine.
About how many students do you have?
For this production, we have 12. So that, which is what we need. So yeah, so no, it's awesome. And we had a few other people who auditioned as well and are part of this particular production, but awesome kids. And it's great to see so many people starting to come out and want to be a part of the drama department.
Makeup, sets. And all that stuff. Aren't they part of the Berlin Strong?
Oh, absolutely they are.
You still don't have 12 people?
We have 12 people in the production. That is completely separate from putting up sets. That is completely separate from tech. That is completely separate from lighting. So we have 12 actors currently. We will be recruiting more people to be, I already have, I believe 10 people who have reached out to me who are interested in ripping, which means they'll be moving the set pieces back and forth, who are interested in helping with sets, who are interested in helping with lighting and sound. So the 12 is just the actors we have so far because we haven't gotten far enough into the rehearsal process to start that next step yet, but we will be. Yeah, so it's very exciting.
And I learned what a great it is. You see it in the movie. Credit and going, what is that job? Yeah, right. No.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, there are lots of different things that will be happening backstage soon.
All right, appreciate the time. Thank you. Hope we have the name right for the next one, but the Knowledge Bowl update, Bonnie Raleigh back here.
We're here. Sound. Yeah,
I turned it on.
I turned it back on. It just does, it's not, to me, it doesn't sound like it's doing anything. So, anyway, yeah, we are here for the Knowledge Bowl. I'm Bonnie Rowley. I'm the coach and River is our captain of the Knowledge Bowl team. So I'm gonna just actually turn this over to him to tell us about Knowledge Bowl.
She said I'm the Knowledge Bowl coach and captain, sorry. But as right now, we have around 6, maybe 5 or 6 students with us, and it's been an overall great opportunity for people to share their knowledge and compete against other schools. We're thinking of fundraiser ideas to try and get some funds for trips and such. And we're also thinking about expanding into Quiz Bowl rather than Knowledge Bowl, which is a national competition, and we have the opportunity for scholarships and trips to place a collection. Very good opportunity for everyone.
Yeah, competitions scheduled out or how's that?
Yes, we have competitions almost every month. Our last competition was, I believe, the 2nd of this. So our next is, I believe, the 27th of January.
On the other teams.
Typically, there's around 5, maybe 6 teams from around the schools in Oregon, and they all come together in one school and compete. And we're looking into hosting a knowledgeable competition in our library in the high school.
Thank you, River. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to share. So yeah, we are going to have a virtual one in January. There was just a few of the teams that wanted to try and get together to do that very first part of January. So apparently last year they did a couple of like Zoom meeting kind of meetings where they tried to. So I of course had no experience with that, and so I'll be getting a new kind of environment. It's a little bit different than the normal game. So when we play our normal games, they have like a buzzer set. four kids play at a time, and then they can kind of trade in at different rounds, and at the halftime they can trade. So you can take up to 6 kids for a team, and 2 of them can kind of trade in and out. So this, our first meet that we did as a team was this month in December, and we went up to North Bend. There were actually 8 teams playing. Some schools actually had they brought 2 teams. So there were 4 different areas that they were playing with, so 2 teams at each of those 4. So there were 8 teams playing at a time, and they did 4 rounds. And River was humble and didn't, let you know that they actually won a round, which I was thrilled. So because I'm new to the coaching of it, and our team's pretty new at doing it, and so I thought it was fantastic for me to actually pull off winning a round. So we have been asked to host one of the tournaments or meets in April. So we've kind of gotten permission for that, and we're working on scheduling everything out for that meet. So I'm going to be excited to bring the other teams down here to our school. I think it's a fantastic experience for the kids who go into another school and kind of see the other school a little bit different than just our own school. So the kids were like, this is it was at North Bend, and their school is a little bit larger facility, which I think some of the kids had not really thought about being in a school that large before. So it was a really fun experience. I really enjoyed it with them. So any questions from you?
What the subject matters, what are the questions on that?
They are really interesting, and we played with different questions before. River mentioned the quiz bowl. A few years ago, apparently Brookings actually went to, they kind of won one of the local meets that qualified them to go to Chicago, and went to Chicago to play with that quiz bowl tournament. So the quiz bowl questions are a little bit more difficult in the way they're structured and such. And so the coaches, when they met, I was kind of, letting them make most of the decisions, since I hadn't really worked with the teams or done anything with it before, other than watching my own child play in it. So they wanted to not use those quiz bowl questions this year, because they were so challenging that some of the team members on some of the groups last year apparently kind of quitting. They didn't want to come anymore because it wasn't really fun, because they were just so obscure and difficult that they were having trouble with them. So we're in the past, some of the coaches have written up questions, but we actually one of the knowledgeable coaches found a different organization that writes some questions that seem to be a little bit more at the high school level for most of our students. So we're using those this year, and then revisiting for next year whether we want to go back to including some, having some of the meets use the quiz bowl questions, so that if the school's trying to qualify for one of those national types of tournaments, that they would have the opportunity to do that. And as River mentioned, scholarship abilities there and stuff too. So we'll kind of see where that where we are at the end of this year, to kind of make decisions more about what we want to do next year. So, but they have history, pop culture, music, literature, science, just kind of all over the board. Geography questions. I must admit, as I'm practicing with the kids and reading the questions to them, I'm feeling like I am not as smart as a 5th grader, right? Yeah, some of those questions are really, really challenging, and I'm surprised sometimes at what the kids know, and I have no idea. So, any other questions?
All right, thank you, that's exciting.
Thank you.
Good.
Thanks for
Thanks, River. Okay, well, we've all been waiting for Mr. Walker. On up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta talk really good. All right, so we do have a holiday pep rally this Friday. So leadership is putting this together with several games for the students to participate in. At the pep rally, we'll be having a gingerbread house decoration contest, which will not only have students from each grade level participating, but our administrative and attendance secretaries, Tina and Sandy, which is gonna be really fun because they refuse to do any game we put on at this one. Since they love Christmas so much, we decided to use it to our advantage. So we will be playing the Frozen T-shirt game, which we went into the teacher's lounge today. We soaked a bunch of T-shirts, tied them up, and put them in the freezer. And then kids have to try and untangle those Frozen T-shirts and put them on. So that's gonna be really fun to see. We also have an obstacle course, but it's gonna be holiday themed with the runners have to go through the course once. But on the second time through, the partner's gonna be waiting on the other side and they will have wrapping paper. So they're gonna wrap up their partner and then they have to make it back to the course and whoever has the most wrapping paper on still wins. And then that sums up the games. And now we are also gonna have a ugly sweater competition this Friday for everyone, the secretaries, just staff in general, teachers, and the students. And those will be judged, and each person will get a prize, 3 students and then 1 staff member. All right, and then we also have our door decoration competition, which was judged today. I'm pretty sure you participated in that one. And we'll find out the winners on Friday. And then we also are hoping to have a bonfire at the end of the semester, towards the end of January. The freshman leadership team is on that right now, but we still haven't heard back from the fire department, and we're still trying to get that all settled with
Maybe a homecoming.
yeah, just since we didn't have homecoming, we're like, let's just have it at the end of the semester, you know, why not? And then for our executive meetings for the presidents and stuff, I believe this last Saturday, there was a mental wellness workshop expo that took place just to kind of help students, or it was like a group of students that sort of like a club that went in to just learn about how to be mentally well, how to like take care of yourself, how to take breaks and all that stuff, get rid of stress. And we just talked about that and having a just mental health day where all the students and parents can come in and kind of learn how to get rid of the stress and just kind of process all the stress we have in our lives with school and just at home. We also talked about the panorama survey and just like students in general with their feelings of school engagement, student belonging, and just how their relationship with their teachers. And overall, the findings were kind of on the negative, but they're kind of in the middle, so it wasn't too bad, but they were enough to notice that us as a student council can do something about it. So what we found the most things is we're trying to figure out how to make school more engaging, because we're noticing students are on their phones a little bit more. So we're trying to figure out how can we make school more engaging, because again, kids kind of lost their school spirit after COVID, so they're kind of like zombie phones. You know? So we're trying to find how to do that. We're also just like hearing that students have a hard time like communicating with their teachers, and they just don't know how to ask, hey, can I get some help? Can I come in after school? So we're trying to figure out how to get teachers to kind of get this connection with the students so they feel comfortable to come in and ask for help if they're struggling. So we've been working on that, and we hope to talk about this more and expand in our ideas next executive meeting, which is in January, I believe the 18th. We hope to expand on those ideas and try and get students back. And that's all I got.
When you're this competition, or who's the favorite?
Which one?
The Friday competition you described, here's the,
Oh, yeah.
any favorites going into? Or you're gonna win?
Makes an ugly sweater.
I don't know, to be honest, it just has to be so Christmassy and so disgusting with Christmassy that it is the ugliest one. It's the best one. So tinsel, all that stuff.
Thanks.
Oh, you did better.
Yeah. Over down.
Exactly.
That's it. Over down.
It's really cool that your group is focused on actually assisting and delivering skills that will help a lot of students identifying self-care and strategies to assist with some panorama information. That's a tall task, and it's really cool that you guys are taking it on.
Yeah, it is pretty big, but I think we can do it. I was thinking of increasing our meetings almost to the point where we could actually have some real concrete, like, hammer down on them, but we'll see.
It's great. That's true leadership. Not just having fun games and, playing the next event, but actually leaving some lasting footprints. Yeah. Very, very good.
Yeah, well said, Jay, thanks. I know Brian expressed that, I think, a college interview or something in 20 minutes, so
Yes, I do.
maybe we better let you go. So, thanks, sir. Appreciate you.
I'll see you guys next time.
Have a good interview.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas. Happy
Yes.
everything. Thank you.
All right, moving on, citizen input. So I'm going to read our board statement here. As a board, we welcome and encourage input from the public. Speakers are given 3 to 5 minutes at the discretion of the chair for the comments. If several members of the public wish to speak on the same topic, we encourage you to appoint a spokesperson to speak for the group. Speakers may offer objective criticism of district operations and programs, but the board will not hear public complaints concerning current or past district personnel. Understanding it can be uncomfortable for all involved. If your comments appear to head in this direction, I'll ask you to stop and invite you to speak with me after the meeting to help assist in resolving your concerns. So with that, we have one comment tonight, Catelyn Liddell. Apologize if I say your last name wrong.
No, Liddell's right.
Give you the podium.
Thank you. So yeah, my name's Catelyn Liddell. I actually graduated from BHHS in 2008, and I was in leadership and knowledgeable and drama in high school, so that was fun for nostalgia. But I'm also the assistant director of the library, and I'm also on the board of the Checo Pelican Players, the community theater group in town. And I just wanted to let you guys know how wonderful and awesome it has been to work with Shanna in that partnership and see what she's been doing with the drama program, which I know in prior years has not been as robust as she is making it now. She's absolutely incredible. She's professionally trained. She has so much experience, not just in drama, but as a teacher. And I just want to say, if there's anything that she needs from us, we will be happy to help her over at the Checo Pelican Players. And I really hope that this period of growth continues and that she can see more support going forward and getting this program off the ground as a sport. I begin all of my, when I'm directing a play, all of my rehearsals with the reminder that theater is a team sport. So just wanted to tell you guys, she's doing amazing. So that's, thank you. Oh, and Jake, good job in the play in Gold Beach over the summer. Very funny.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate the Jake comment, but I think also appreciate the vote of confidence in the high school program here. So appreciate the community support. Okay, moving right along, our consent agenda. A motion on the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Who was the
Question really
second?
Stuck out to us, Ian?
Who was the second?
Janice.
Thank you.
All right, let's go down the road for a vote then. Janelle,
Yes.
Janice,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
I from Alan. All right, item number 6, district reports information. So we got how much from the superintendent?
Just a few things this evening, real quick. Fun update, as you're aware, the community survey was completed and sent shared you a draft that will be on the work session agenda for our January work session. The staff survey is still open and that will close right on Friday when the break starts. And so on that, the January work session, we'll be going over those results in details, as well as having the person named JL from the consulting company, you'll remote in and share with us and be able to ask questions about what those results may mean and really allow us to dig into that. And like I said, it's a survey that went out to staff mirrored the survey that they usually work together on, and they said, well, since you hired us, it's your survey. So we use most of it, so it should be fairly comparable.
Content.
Yeah, the questions, there were just some of it, we shortened it a little bit because there was some of the questions that were very community focused. And said, we want to just limit a little bit and have it focus on the staff. So both of those will have the chance to dig in. So if you have any opportunity over the holidays to take a look at the report so that you can come with questions, that would be great. I'm really looking forward to that conversation.
You said you sent it to us already?
Yeah. Yes, and that will be in the agenda packet as well for the January work session. Bargaining, we did receive the demand bargain. So no date has been set, but obviously the current license and classified contract expires at the end of this fiscal year, so technically June 30th. So this spring we will be engaging in bargaining, and so that's what we know at the moment. So this is just a kind of a first official formal step has to be that letter saying we want to bargain. We try and find dates and move forward with that. So obviously as we get closer to that, there'll be much more information. And then lastly, I emailed you as well as you have a copy that I put into your packet. It's ACBAR. And it's the AR that goes with the All Students Belong policy that we adopted. Gosh, it's even this time last year, I think it's been December or November. And so it's basically a required AR, and I think it got held out because we were reviewing and wanted to kind of determine our approach. But honestly, it should have been added earlier. So it's corrected now, it's posted, and so this is the AR that goes with that policy. And really, it still uses our existing complaint policy. It's just if it's a bias incident, we look at it through this lens as well. Any questions about?
Questions, anyone? Mr. James?
No.
All right, thank you. You all note for the board here that also in the packet is another loose sheet as the technology department report. It didn't quite make the deadline to get printed and bound, but Bruce gave that to us here. He's been working pretty hard, so I got a little off schedule a little bit, I think was the.
I'd like to shout out to Bruce for all the extra work he did with the power outage.
Well, I think technically that might have been what held up the report over the weekend. So yeah, there was a lot of things that probably broke on us after it was a Friday storm. So anything else with the district reports, finance reports, or enrollment summaries that you wanted to bring up? Keep on trucking then. Action items. We have a set of second reads here. This is the list we moved on last month. The first read. If we did any,
It's in color this time.
yeah, the first came out different. We did make no changes, was my recollection. At the first read. So if you're looking for a motion to approve, adopt this list of second reads.
I'll make a motion that we approve and adopt these second reads.
Do we hear a second? Sake of moving along, I'll go in a second. Anything you want to bring up on this list? Second reads?
And this part of our second read.
No, that's an AR, it's not a policy.
Who had the first motion, please?
Denise.
Thank you.
The question I have is more about verbiage on the superintendent policy.
CB, page 54.
The portion that's added here about the The board may not direct the superintendent to take any action to conflicts with Florida state and federal law that applies to school districts. The word conflicts is very subjective. You know, I would assume that we should say violates. Because a conflict could be somebody's interpretation of a direction that's given. You know, could lead to a lot of confusion, if you will. If a law states it, it states it. You know, must, shalls, things of that nature. But conflict or conflicts, like I said, just is a little too subjective for a may not.
Good point, yeah, that makes sense.
Does that mean we need to put it back to the first reading?
We could hold it down a second. We think we want to review that.
I mean, I think it's fine, but I just didn't know if procedure requires us to have it read twice the same way.
No, we don't have to do it first reading. I think
Okay.
next time we could adopt with.
Can we adopt it now with that change?
Could we do it?
That's what
Is
prohibited.
there, yeah, legal reason to change the language? about
I
it?
agree with Chase.
I can't, I mean, it's not a, Heather, this is not a required policy, it's strongly recommended, is that correct, CD?
I believe so, yes.
So that gives us more flexibility with the language, and if it were required, you have to kind of be extra little bit careful with the language, so I don't see any issues with changing that word with this in terms of, you know, other things that we make.
It seems to be a little more straightforward, I think. Less open
None of us
to,
want gray areas.
less
Makes all
open
of
to
our
interpretation.
decisions. Okay, I agree with you.
I like that.
I'm kind of having a hard time hearing.
So I think what we're kind of agreeing on here, Heather, is that we'd like to change that word conflict
Okay.
violates.
Okay, we can do that.
Do we need to amend the motion at all to do that, or can we just say as discussed?
What we could do is we could note in that we have a motion and that we are changing conflicts to violates in policy CB. And then I can make that change and then you can approve it. We'll need a second and then vote on it and we can approve it as is with the notes in the minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the statement itself is fairly non-committal when it says the board may not instead of shall not, right? So it's basically leaving that also kind of open, but I mean, it's fine. I think the violates will help solidify whether or not
We might as well change that to shall then, because may is like, well, if you have permission, you can do it. Shall is like,
Do you think there's ever a case you may need a little attitude,
I think there
asks or something?
you never know, right? May leaves it open to being able to have, at least have a discussion.
The violates is a much more clear word.
Okay, so do we need a motion then to adopt this language as discussed?
Yeah, she's got it in the minutes, so that if that's what you'd be voting on is violates.
so do I need to amend my motion?
I think probably should. So say move.
Heather,
to-
do I need to amend my motion?
No, because, well, we haven't had a second yet, so we're good. And as long as I have it noted in the minutes, we're fine.
Alan seconded it.
Okay, thank you.
Say it again.
Well, just go ahead and say it, Denise. Go ahead and so.
I'm going to amend my motion to approve this policy with the word changed from conflicts to violates.
The other group, right?
Along with the other three, right.
I'll second that.
I'll make that change. Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, anything else that came up? Okay, let's go down the line here, for a vote, Janelle,
Yes.
Denise,
Aye.
Jay,
Aye.
and an I from Alan. Okay, thanks, good catch, Jay, appreciate it. Okay, we have a first read, policy GBEA. Yeah, this is just the first pass through it here.
And I believe this one, the only change to it, it's an existing policy, and the only change is a legal reference at the end.
Yeah, the highlight, I know.
That's what I had. I'm like, I'm going.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't see they were kind of confused.
No, that's the only change.
Did anybody look at the RS?
I did not. But again, this is something that just an updated ORS, I presume. So, okay, we have a motion to approve this first read.
I'll move to approve the first read of GBEA workplace harassment.
I'll second that. I'll second that.
Ms. Denise? Anything else on this discussion on the motion? Okay, Janelle?
Yes.
Janice?
Aye.
Jay?
Aye.
Aye from Alan. Okay, we got a request for the purchase of two new, or excuse me, lease, I suppose, of two new school buses. You got the detail of the packet here.
Says purchase.
It does say on the agenda it's a purchase, but it's a lease, I believe, is the intent. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does say purchase, I guess, in this letter.
Right. So, but then with the motion says that takes care of that. So, yeah, that was just the indication that we were working on that.
But
And
it definitely is loose.
correct, Edie?
Yeah, well, we're purchasing, we're just doing over a 5-year
Please, sir.
lease purchase.
So fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
finance. Yeah.
I think first.
Okay.
Do we need purchase or lease and move?
I think, because what we need the motion for is, that there's such a 12-month waiting period, and so the bus company needs board action to hold the bus with us, get us in the queue for getting the bus.
Good order, yeah. No, the reason I just kind of asked is beforehand, so you know, David and I talked about, he kind of gave me a little bit of suggested language for the motion here that included the word lease, if we need that.
You can use the word purchase. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's your purchase.
So, are there any questions on kind of the ask here? With the buses?
Are we retiring two buses?
3 buses, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, and these buses, I think we only would have next school year before they wouldn't be able to be certified anymore.
So I'm assuming there's not much trade-in value.
The auction.
That will to the auction.
Yes, yeah, actually, we got not a bad amount for the one that we did auction. I think, at least some of them were purchased by some person who this was in their
Yeah.
travel houses. So,
Okay. I'll move for the purchase.
intent to purchase 2 school buses.
Move to approve the district's intent to purchase 2 school buses starting 23-24 school year.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
That was Denise.
Okay, anything else on the motion?
I would add in that. I think it's odd that the cover letter doesn't include the balance. Critical to me. But I would also make sure it's the motion. I could put that other people like. The auditors. Sorry,
Does that make sense to have a dollar amount in any motion? Or not?
because it looks like there's a quote that.
I see that. 116,488 per bus.
The second one's more, 171.
So,
Buy one, get one half off.
buy one, get one more expensive.
So the first one's the smaller bus?
Yes.
Is that critical? We need the dollar amounts, Dee Dee or Heather?
Or at least say,
Per
with the
quote.
per proposal that are in the packet.
Maybe Janice.
Oh. I can amend my motion. I'll move to approve the district's intent to purchase 2 school buses for the 23-24 school year from the approved quotes.
Second.
technicalities here. All right, Janelle.
Yes.
Jace.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
And I from Alan. All right, oh yes, the OSBA legislative priorities vote. I think last time we tabled it because we weren't real clear on the wording of those priorities. Trying to find it here.
But we did vote on the officers.
Yeah, we voted on the individual, but we did not vote to adopt this. Resolution to adopt the legislative priorities and principles from OSBA.
Page 95. And 16, 17, 18.
So I don't know that we need to have any action on this. Maybe no action, right?
No motion, no action.
Do we feel
The
important
latter
to,
sounds better. It's not-
we got one inclination for
Sorry,
no action?
that's just good.
Yeah, I don't know that I feel strongly enough to really need action on our part.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I probably tend to agree with you.
Both third.
That's that's official. Robert's thing. Okay, 8B then. Just to announce budget committee vacancies.
Oh my gosh, we still have this. all-
3, I believe, still. Deadline coming up, oh, when? I guess January 11th, yeah.
Application, I have a person who would like to serve on the committee.
Send them to the district office.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, she has 3 sick children right now.
Oh, yeah, don't send them to the district.
Yeah, maybe that's more. For January 11th.
Okay, I'll follow up with you to get the contact info.
All right, other than that, special school board meeting on January 4th. We're going to hear about bond requests and executive session on evaluation. That's coming up.
Is it still starting to affect your first?
Well, 2 questions. How do we feel about that? Want to keep it at that same time or? So far, yes, unless you want to go earlier.
Okay, sorry, I was just.
Let's stick to 5:30 unless we
Okay,
have good reason otherwise. Keeps my calendar easier.
yeah, no, it's easier to remember.
Yeah.
And then regular school board meeting on January 18th. Anything else we need to bring up?
Are we doing the superintendent eval on what date?
Before.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll hear a bond, we'll do the open session bond.
That information was enlightening. From the volunteer.
Board of the conversation.
Talk about what we got. Okay, well, let's go ahead and adjourn our school board meeting and. Carry on. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Can I, just one moment, did you decide to, I'm having a really hard time hearing folks
Oh,
tonight.
sorry. Yeah, no
Did-
action on the OSBA thing. if what
That's what I needed to know. Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you, Heather.
Thank you. Sorry, I was a couple minutes late. I logged in and my computer went, and now it's time to